Hey, how's it going? My name's Josh from ptstartupsecrets.com, back with another video. Okay, so off the popularity of the last video, where I shared PureGym's plans for when the gyms reopened, I thought I'd do another one. They've released another presentation on their quarter 2 results, so I thought I'd share this with you, and basically go through what life has been like back at the gym. So just in summary, yeah, it's definitely been challenging. I suppose as expected, it's probably going to be a rough couple months. A lot of people are not back at work in the office. So my gym personally is a lot quieter than usual. As we'll go in as is discussed in the presentation, it's a lot of younger people that are back. Obviously, you can still sell them for personal training, but generally, the older market is a little bit better. So we'll go into it, and I can share a bit more about how I've been finding the gym and what you can expect if you're new to the industry or if you're looking for a gym to work in currently. Okay, so yes, I've highlighted some of the main points that are covered in this presentation. So first things first is that obviously the gyms in terms of the UK and Europe, all Pure gyms will be open by the end of August, which is really good. That's amazing news. Obviously, the Scottish gyms are still closed, which has been, if you're a PT from Scotland, I feel for you, but hopefully you'll be back open soon. And members are coming back. So that's something we'll go into in this presentation, which is another great sign. The people that are back seem to be happy with very good feedback. That people are satisfied with the cleaning, which has improved a ton. No confirmed COVID transmissions as well, despite 7 million visits, which is crazy. So maybe the gym isn't such a big threat as was highlighted so frequently during lockdown. And PureGym are still investing, which is amazing. So they're definitely seeing the bright side of things. So yeah, as you can see here, Scotland will be open soon. So yeah, so basically, in short, PureGym are doing fine in terms of income, in terms of money, in terms of cash reserves. No problems there. Unlike some gyms which have essentially gone out of business or are on the brink of going out of business. For example, I think DW Fitness has just been rescued by Sports Direct or Mike Ashley, and I think Exercise for Less, I think, has gone bust, I believe. I might be wrong, it might be another gym, but basically other gyms are struggling. So yeah, more financials. Okay, so the main points here is that PureGym are still planning to invest. So they're still planning to grow, which is a great sign. So there are plans to open 10 gyms across the whole company by the end of this year. So that's 10 further gyms. So they've been opening gyms already this year, but 10 further ones, so 8 in the UK, and they're planning 15 to 30 for next year, which is amazing. So you can see that's the company there is still opportunity. The gyms aren't going to die, because if the gyms were dead and they were going to die, this would not be happening. So that's amazing. And what's actually interesting, this last point, is that they're definitely open to the possibility of a second wave. So they have that option to pull back if a second wave does occur, and hopefully that doesn't, because that would be not great for anyone in the industry. And yeah, as I mentioned, no confirmed transmissions of COVID taking place despite 7 million visits, which has been amazing. And yeah, so the satisfaction, so members that are back are happy. If you've been in a Pure Gym, the cleaning has ramped up a ton. Like if you're a coach, I'm sure you've seen the cleaning that's gone on. Or if you're a member thinking to become a PT, you are going to have to do a lot of cleaning. It's only if you are self-employed, that you're paying rent, you're not on shift, then you don't have to do that. But chances are you will have to clean the equipment for your clients anyway. So yeah, if you're looking to get into a coach role, be prepared to do a lot of cleaning. I literally see some of the guys on that work in the team at my gym, they are cleaning non-stop outside of the few classes that they do. And that's an interesting point to note. So as a coach, you do the cleaning, but you do the classes as well, which is a great opportunity to pick up members in the classes. As the classes are limited and the staff are doing so much cleaning, it's kind of hard to jump in on the classes right now as a self-employed trainer who's basically external. So that's been a bit of a frustration, because the new members that are coming back, or the new members that are joining the gym, and some of the guys that are coming back are going to the classes. Like, the classes are getting busy. From my gym's perspective, the classes are getting busy, but the treadmills, in terms of the new faces, not so much. So I'd say the busiest parts of the gym, you've got the free weights areas and the resistance machine areas with all the guys, the younger guys, and the men that have come back early. And you've got a few regular females that are training there as well. The classes, as I said, busy, almost at capacity, all of them. But the treadmills, cross trainers, in terms of the newbies who are scared to go to the classes, pretty dead. Obviously, no inductions. They're not on the timetable, and no one's coming to the door, really. I think people are probably looking and booking online and coming. They're not coming to necessarily have tours. So in terms of that sense, not so great. But like I said, my gym is pretty much central London. London is Canary Wharf, so there are a lot of members there, a lot of locals, but a lot of the members who did work in offices, were office workers, so they're not back yet. So it's definitely been experienced in my gym. Your gym might be completely different, especially if you're in a gym in a more residential area or out of a city centre. You might be. I'd love to hear your thoughts, actually. So if you're currently a trainer in one of those gyms that are outside of a city centre, just leave a comment below. Would love to find out how you're finding things. And yeah, in terms of members coming back, so it seems like there's 80% of members that are back, or are back paying anyway, which is good, and it's going up, increasing 3 to 5% every week. So that is a very good sign. And if you look on the top right chart at the top, Denmark and Switzerland, they're hitting levels, so 90% of the people are back, which is amazing. So if we can get to that here very soon, that would be incredible. And yeah, it seems like if you look at the chart bottom right, it was about 4 to 5 weeks roughly since for it to hit those levels of 90% back. So we're currently at 4 weeks back in the UK. So hopefully, next week, a couple of weeks time, we'll be hitting 90% levels. Obviously, it depends a lot on where your gym location is, in terms of the people coming back, whether people go back to the offices or not. But these are promising signs. And you can see, so younger members are the ones that are coming back, and that's true. That's definitely something I've experienced in my gym. It's a lot of younger members, a lot of younger guys as well, some younger ladies. So not the greatest for PT. Generally, PT, you want older people, potentially more disposable income, versus young people, students, and people who have just started their careers. But again, I don't think this is anything new. In terms of the UK, has generally had the youngest market out of all of the different gyms across the PureGym group. And especially if you compare PureGym to other gyms, other gym brands like Virgin, Fitness First, I'm sure they'd have a much older clientele or membership base. So yeah, this is a really good slide. So this shows basically the 4 gyms that have opened in the UK. They've actually done better than the targets that were set before they opened, which is amazing, which shows that people want to still go to the gym. And what's really amazing is that the marketing was limited due to lockdown, so they weren't even pushing it as much, but people are just back. They found out the gym is opening, or they've known for a while that the gym is opening in the area, and they've joined. So as I said, if the gyms are dead and everyone's scared of the gym, these figures would have been nowhere near like this. It would be very disappointing. So So yeah, so people want to exercise, and that's what we'll go onto in a couple of slides. But health is definitely going to be, there's going to be a boom in health as a consequence of this. It hasn't been an instant boom, as maybe my optimistic mind thought that everyone would be rushing back. It's not been like that necessarily, but slowly but surely it's getting there. Okay, this is not so important. Okay, so this is interesting. The Premier League of budget gym operators. So basically, these are the biggest companies across the country when it comes to budget gyms. It is interesting to note that, in the Western world anyway, it's interesting to note that the gym group is not mentioned here. But yeah, so PureGym seems to be the leader in the UK. And obviously you've got Platinum Fitness in America. But it's interesting that the predictions are that, according to PureGym, is that low-cost gyms are going to take a bigger share, even bigger share, especially as we get into an economic downturn, as the recession continues as a consequence of this coronavirus. Low-cost gyms are going to be even more popular as people look to cut costs but still want to improve their health and fitness. So yeah, as it says on this slide, it's going to be an increased focus on health, mental, physical well-being. Boris Johnson recently got a personal trainer. I've never known a prime minister to openly promote that they have a personal trainer, which is amazing for us, because these people are people of influence to the general public. So the government pushing better health and physical activity is amazing for us. Like, that's exactly what we need, is to play our role in fighting this and getting the nation healthy. And the government pushing this, it should have a strong effect. It's interesting, obviously, as well. This slide, PureGym obviously are aware of the online fitness market, and they see it as much of an opportunity as a threat. I know PureGym they've got an app, they've got exercises and workouts on there. So it would be interesting how that still plays a role. I know online fitness is obviously been booming, is gonna continue to boom as well. Me personally, I know I was so ingrained to the gym. I was not on the online thing. I'm still figuring it out. So as soon as I have a solution, personally, I'll let you know. I've done those courses. I've spent a lot of money trying to figure out the online thing, and I'm still trying to find out what works best for me. The approach for me of direct messaging everyone that follows you, messaging all your friends, it's like hitting your head against the wall. It's not for me. But yeah, where the gyms are quiet, if your gym is quiet, you generally, pretty much you've got no choice right now. What you can do, I suppose, is message your existing clients, existing leads, to see if they're interested in, coming back to the gym, if they're open to it. But you can't force people right now. A lot of people aren't comfortable yet, don't want to risk coming to the gym, and that's fine. Me personally, I've got a side kind of, outside of obviously helping my clients in their general results in terms of weight loss and building muscle tone and getting in shape. I've also, growing up, I had a thing where my body was out of proportion. I had a really big lower body, really like fat butt, really big butt, big thighs as well. I used to really hate it. And that's what got me into the gym, to balance out the proportions of my body. I spent years trying to build up my upper body to match my lower body, to get a body that I felt, proud of, because I used to be really self-conscious, really insecure. So I'm kind of catering to that market online, very early days. So that's my kind of, reaction to everything going on, is finding a really small niche. I'm hitting them up on YouTube and Quora as well. Quora is a really good website. People are asking questions. So if you type in Quora, there's a lot of guys trying to lose fat on their butt. And there's loads of other things as well. So, for example, you'll find lots of questions there on how to get a six-pack, or lots of random stuff as well, like lots of random stuff. But if you have a particular niche where maybe there was a reason why you got into fitness, or maybe there was a medical condition or something. There's a group of people that are searching for a solution, and for me that's been way more successful and productive than just DMing everyone and DMing everyone that looks overweight to find out if they're interested in training. Like, that's a nightmare. But what I've been doing, I've got another channel on YouTube, and putting up videos. If you find it, excellent. But I've been putting up videos about my journey, and literally people are searching. Like, YouTube is the second biggest search engine, so people are searching. If people search on Google, my results on answers on Quora actually show up as well. So literally I'm having people reach out to me on a daily basis, even asking for help with or asking for advice. Like, I've had calls literally, and I'm not doing anything. I put the content out there and people are reaching out, and I've literally only got under 20. I've got about 17 subscribers, but because what I'm saying hits people, so it's such a real thing I'm talking about in terms of people's insecurities and the challenges. Like, they're reaching out and asking for help. So obviously, I haven't got it up and running fully yet, so I don't want to really release too much in terms of tips and advice, but so far that's been looking good. So yeah, like I said, if you've got something that's really unique, so not generic weight loss or fitness, something really unique, like recovering after having a baby, or having a muscular imbalance, or injury prevention, or whatever, something that is really niche, start doing some videos, post up on YouTube, and do the right titles, and chances are there's going to be a group of people on the internet who are searching for it, and you might start getting some traffic come towards you for free. So that's just a little tip there. But like I said, it's still early days yet. I don't want to really preach and teach that method until I fully get that done first. But yeah, I'd say, it would be smart to have some kind of online component if you're good on social media. So if you're really close with people, like your Facebook friends or Instagram followers, and you actually have a relationship, you just want to start DMing them, literally, ask them how things are going, what goals they're working towards, what challenges there are having, what's their struggles, and literally ask if they'd be interested in having a call with you. Literally, simple as that. And then once you get them on a call, then you can sell your package. It's really easy, but if you're doing it that way, you want to reach out to them. So just jump in the DMs, or if they comment or like any of your posts, then reach out to them. Like, me personally, I'm not very good at generic social media, like Facebook and Instagram. It's just not something that comes natural to me. But YouTube does. So just a bit of advice there. So anyway, just to continue with this, this is as the CEO actually mentioned, Mr. Cobbled, he mentioned this is a Darwinian moment, so basically a survival of the fittest. Obviously there's been a huge shift, and a lot of people are going to go out of business. Like, I've spoken to a lot of trainers, existing trainers they've gone out. Basically they're planning to do something else, get a job. And it's as easy as that. As soon as you stop personal training, you get a job, you're out of the industry, and that's going to happen to a lot of people. And yeah, as I said, a lot of other gyms are out of the business. X4L, Energy Fitness, and DW Fitness, 24-hour Fitness, Gold's Gym. So there's quite a few already going out of business, but PureGym seems to be holding strong. And on the right, you can see a short-term decline in metropolitan city centre workers. So basically people are moving from the cities to city gyms to residential gyms where they're not back in the offices. So, and this is huge. Like, luckily, my gym, Canary Wharf, there are, we've got local areas. Tower Hamlets is actually one of the poorest boroughs in London. So again, not great, but yeah, so if you are in a residential gym, or you're looking to join a gym in a residential area, you should be all right. I've been checking the PureGym app, and the numbers seem pretty level across the board. I know central London is dead right now, like St Paul's, Bank, Holborn looks really quiet. So thankfully, I'm not so quiet in my gym, but it might be something I might have to consider if the whole economics of geography, urban geography does change, and people are not coming to the cities. I might have to potentially, if I wanted to be a PT still, look to a residential gym. So maybe I'll drive out to Essex or somewhere more in the country, where the local people are. You might have to be prepared to do something like that. So something to consider, especially if you're new to this, you're finding a job, or looking to get into the fitness industry. Maybe, in terms of a gym to pick, you might have to just keep an eye on the news and what's happening, and consider working in a gym where, you're working in a town or a village or an area where people are coming from home, essentially, instead of from the office. Okay, so what do we have here? So technology is still big, not so important, and yeah, there's a lot of tracking and tracing PureGym are doing, which is really good. I suppose they're doing their best to show the authorities and the government that they're in the best position to operate. And it's interesting. Mr. Cobbold was saying on the call how the government was looking at gyms as like the bad boy, like the ones that were irresponsible, or the ones that were likely to be the driving force of spreading the virus, which is why we opened after the restaurants and pubs. So as before, I mentioned in the last video I done on this topic, PureGym are doing whatever they can to show the government that it's not the case. And even when Mr. Cobbold said that he wanted to find the evidence, he asked the government to support the evidence. I think it was maybe the first minister in Scotland, Nicola Sturgeon. They asked her where's the evidence is that gyms were a hotbed for spreading the disease, and there was none. So, but it's interesting. We'll see. I mean, as a personal trainer, this is way out of our control, way out of your control. So, just keep an eye on the news if you want to. But you rest assured, it seems like everyone at the top is doing whatever they can. And yeah, that's it for this. So I wanted to actually talk about a couple of things as well. So it's interesting. A couple of BBC articles today about campaigns to get workers back to the offices. The government, I don't know how much the government can control the private sector, because it's completely different, but for the sake of the economy, a lot of people are struggling in terms of, if your local businesses around offices are basically struggling. No one's going to the offices, so no one's going out for lunch. No one's doing their nails and hair by the offices. Like general trade. Think of when you go to work, or when you work, if you're going to work in the office, or when you're going to work, how many businesses you interact with on a daily basis. It's completely changed right now. So it's interesting, as I said before, if you're working in a city centre gym, or if you're thinking to work in a city centre gym, keep an eye on what's going on. We'll see, if companies make their employees go back to work. The slightly positive thing is that generally employers and huge companies, their main focus is on the bottom line. So if it's a case of they're going to make a bigger bottom line by having people back at work and productivity will go up, then they'll be back in the office. But if the companies are making more money with their staff back at home, then there is absolutely no reason to get them back in the office. There's no reason to spend the extra cost on office space. There's no reason to force people to spend extra money on commuting to city centres and obviously the environment and pollution. So there are a lot of benefits, obviously, to not coming to the city or coming to a city centre and working from home. But it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, if the city centres are empty and your gym is empty, you might have to potentially look elsewhere. Like, I don't think right now it's wise to rule anything out and be caught by surprise. You have to be realistic. I know obviously you want to be optimistic and positive, but when we're talking about business, businesses survive through income and serving and providing value. Like, if there's no one to provide value to in your gym, then you're going to go out of business. Simple as that. And as I mentioned, Boris Johnson has a personal trainer, which is incredible. So, if hopefully this is influencing the masses and the national population to get in the gym and get healthy. If Boris is doing it, Boris almost died because he didn't look after his health. So hopefully he's a shining example of what everyone else should do. All right, so hopefully you found this useful. Let me know how you're finding it back at the gym, or if you're looking to join a gym, what you're planning to do, whether this has been helpful. Are you looking to join a gym near a city centre? Are you looking to join a gym near a neighbourhood? Let me know your thoughts. And yeah, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up if you found it useful. Subscribe as well, and I will catch you on the next one.